As I am well on my way into my second year in college, I couldn't help but be introspective of the many things that I've learned in a very eventful and colorful first year, including how to catalyze my identity as a first-generation college student to my advantage, which has been an integral ingredient in helping me become confident in myself, as well as being able to empower others. Now, the transition between high school and college is not an easy feat because college represents an entirely new dimension of different challenges, which can be daunting, especially for students who are the first in their family to begin this new chapter of their lives. This is where First VU comes into play, where we help to assist in articulating why it is so important for the community, the greater community, to support the first-gen community. Now, you might be wondering, what is First VU in the first place? Well, First VU is a student-run organization here on campus that is dedicated to amplifying the voice of all first-generation students at Vanderbilt. And we complete this mission by supporting, empowering, and connecting first-gen students and supporting students academically, emotionally, and communally. And since our founding, we have worked so hard to network with other peer organizations, Vanderbilt administration, and even organizations and nonprofits outside of the university to make sure that the first-gen voice is well heard and well defined. That objective is not an easy bar to pass, simply because there's just so many challenges that comes with it. But we are always eternally grateful for the support that we were able to receive from the greater community. But now it is important to understand how we define what it means to be a first-gen student. There are technically many variations to this definition, but in general, a first-gen college student is a student whose parents or guardians have either not attained a high school education or has only attended a 2-year higher education institution, whether in the US or abroad. And there are some inherent challenges to being the first person in your family to kind of travel that yellow brick road on the road to college, simply because it's like an entirely different dimension, like a parallel universe to us. Without a person who can be a point of reference to the student when it comes to being successful academically and socially at a university, navigating the academic year becomes almost a trial and error process. For instance, I had to entirely reevaluate and redefine how to, time manage, how to study well. And I also don't really know to this day how to apply for financial aid or just read financial aid statements. And embarrassingly enough, I didn't even know what a credit hour was. But those are far from the only challenges. For instance, I know students who had to take on part-time or even full-time jobs, which honestly is a very impressive undertaking. However, these experiences are normal and universal, and First VU is dedicated to making sure that resources are put in place so that first-gen students are well-equipped to make well-defined academic decisions for themselves. However, the reason why first-gen students are ultimately able to surmount all of those challenges is because we all share common strengths. So for instance, we possess strong work ethic. We possess strong critical thinking skills, problem-solving skills, resilience, independence, the motivation and the self-drivenness, passion, creativity, innovation, and probably the most important, compassion. And from my observation, it takes a special kind of person to beat those odds and achieve the unthinkable. And first-gen students are indeed those kinds of special people. But ultimately, everything culminates in an overarching question of why we should support the first-gen student movement in the first place. Well, these students are an integral part of the next generation of change makers, community leaders, innovators, entrepreneurs, and it is our responsibility to be able to cultivate those sorts of people, and I believe all first-gen students are those people. And we also must make sure to foster an environment where all can access quality education, because the truth is, higher education isn't really made well to support first-gen students in the first place. And it is our duty to rectify that and making sure that the proper reforms are in place so that these students are feeling supported. But most importantly, supporting the first-gen student movement is to cultivate diversity and inclusion. In a world where everything is just so fast-paced and everything is in constant flux, it is even more of an importance to be open-minded about various perspectives, ideas, backgrounds, and identities. And first-gen students is the embodiment of those varying perspectives, backgrounds, and identities. And now I want to help illuminate some of the many talented individuals within the First Gen community here at Vanderbilt. Here, Toby, who is our former First VU president, says that she overcame countless obstacles to finding her place at the university, and recognizing the power in these actions have greatly strengthened her sense of self. And indeed, I wholeheartedly agree. Our experiences to find our own place, our own niche in the campus community is a journey of constant self-exploration, which helps us get a better understanding of ourselves and the value that we add to whichever community we choose to be a part of. Here, Sung Jin echoes that sentiment, stating that that's the beauty of being First Gen, because you can really be that trailblazer and go wherever place that your family hasn't never ever gone before. And we're trailblazers because we're setting our own mile markers and for the accomplishments that we achieve, which represent a legacy that we hope to set for future students. And Kia here, who is our awesome First VU Public Relations Chair, said that it means that she can demonstrate her strength and perseverance to those who will follow in her footsteps. And then lastly, we have Jordan, who believes that being a first-gen student is necessary and for his development at the university. And he says that I'm a trailblazer working towards an academic achievement my family had only ever heard whispers about at a university they hadn't dreamed of. And his mere existence is something to be celebrated. And we sometimes don't give ourselves credit for the work that we do. And it's just so important to celebrate the milestones that we've achieved and the accomplishments that we've racked under our belt. And this is why, as an organization, First VU is adamantly working to amplify and elevate those voices, those perspectives that you just heard. And over the years, we've been able to accrue many accomplishments and have many successes under our belt, including conducting trainings on campus on how to identify, engage with, and support first-gen students, and create a database where both first-gen students and first-gen students who became faculty are able to share their perspectives. We also were able to collaborate with the Student Center to offer exclusive training opportunities, tutoring opportunities for first-gen students, including a chemistry tutoring roundtable. And we also were able to work closely with the Office of Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion, which included the creation of a First-Gen Identity Initiative. And lastly, most recently, in fact, we had a special graduation ceremony for the First-Gen graduates of 2021. And we were able to actually feature Chancellor Durmeyer in it. And everyone was able to get graduation cords to signify their accomplishment as a First-Gen college graduate. And thank you so much. And we hope that you're able to join the First-Gen community as a whole, and we would love to see what you have to offer to help support the First-Gen community here at Vanderbilt. Make sure to add us on Anchor Link and follow us on Instagram. And if you have any questions or concerns, please email us at vanufirstvu@gmail.com. Thank you so much.